Good morning. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We just finished a really good hour of heating and cooling tips, running right heating and cooling. $99 furnace tune-up instead of $150 for Hire It Done listeners. Got it till the end of October. So running right heating and cooling. Let me know if you need the number, you need help. Good guys. Today is a great day. It's a little chilly. I'm the kind of guy that likes to go as far as I can go in the season without turning my furnace on. I just it's like a game, you know what I'm saying? Until I'm freezing. Now, you can always bundle up too. But don't forget, it's Saturday. What does that mean? Shout out Saturday, salt sale Saturday. You got a question Google can't answer. Love to hear from you. And it's, by the way, Beauchamp, it's salt sale, of course, and it's the water fact of the week is iron. Here's a question I get. Is iron staining leaving its mark all over your house? Are you sick of scrubbing away your weekends trying to keep that new shower looking white? By the way, I used to have well water. I still do, but just for my sprinklers. That always happened to me. The friends and company, Beauchamp Water, has a whole house solution to any and all your iron staining problems. Ooh, that's a good one. So put down that scrub brush and give them a call today. So Beauchamp Water Treatment is one of our sponsors, obviously. Jared Beauchamp is the king of water. And if you do want water that's clean in your house, I think water is the new oil, right? The new problem we're going to have soon, water quality. Too much chemicals leaching through the ground. So you got to filter it. I have the reverse osmosis on my ice maker and my little sink in the kitchen. And I just added the one thing that adds alkaline water, which is like the pH and stuff. You know, you hear all that and it's supposed to be, alkaline's better for you. It tastes the same to me. And of course, we're trying to do flavored water packets for your water. I'm working on that. I'm an inventor, right? But not today. So it's also Michigan State. I'd love to hear your predictions. And, of course, who do you like? I want to know. Text me who you think's going to win. 248-539-9797. Michigan State. Obviously, I'm a state grad. Go green. But today, I want to say that it's going to be tough. And I will say this, though. You never know with Michigan State because of the rivalry. Even the Michigan players, they're like, we're going to crush them. But it could be one of those things where, State might prevail. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But I'll let you know that I do think if I had to gamble, according to my friend the underdog or the dog catcher, I'm going to have to bet Michigan. It's like 25 point spread. Right, Paul? What's the spread? The latest spread?
24.5.
24.5. Okay, so Michigan minus 24.5. If I was Harbaugh, I would run the score up as much as I'd score as many times as I could, just because you want to send a message. And that's I don't want to talk politics or bad things, but hey, it's home improvement season. If you have a question, don't forget 248-539-9797. We're going to talk about heating, cooling myths. We just obviously finished a great interview, but there's some myths that I wanted to talk about that people should know. And one of them is cranking the thermostat heats your home faster. So if the home's 68 degrees, you put it at 72, and you want to raise it to 72, and you put it at 80 to get to 72 faster. It doesn't go faster. It's the same temperature going up. It doesn't go any quicker. So just so you know, put it at the temperature you want, and you'll be fine. Now, if you get a smart thermostat, which is a thermostat that's digital, programmable, and Wi-Fi, it'll control your energy savings. According to the Department of Energy, DOE.gov, if you set your thermostat down 1 degree, every 1 degree, you save 3% a month on your heating bill. So do 5-6 degrees over an 8-hour period. Maybe you can make a little bit of savings. Listen, one thing I do know, the gas bills are never going down. So you got to watch out for that. And what about a space heater? Space heaters, you think, are more effective than a furnace? Well, obviously you put it under your feet. You want a little bit of a room. It literally doesn't save you money. The cost of the electrical, it's like a hair blower, 1,500 watts, right? It's expensive. Now, if you just shortly use it, you're still going to spend a little bit of money. Now, keeping the temperatures consistent, can you save money? Periodically, people think you can, if you just put your thermostat on a lower setting, you'll save a lot of money, right? It's turning the thermostat down for extended period of time, 8 hours or more. So let's call it. You can leave for work at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., take the kids to school. If you leave the furnace down all the way till 2, 3 o'clock, there's where you have the savings. Keep it down 4 to 6 degrees. And that's how you do it. Now, what about a ceiling fan? We always talk about ceiling fans. Are ceiling fans just for the summer? No. Okay. Ceiling fans will blow the heat, right? And ceiling fan has a switch. And so if you want to change the direction, they spin from counterclockwise to clockwise, right? If you're spinning your fan clockwise, so when you're looking up at it, and you're on the ground, clockwise, the fan pulls up the cold air, in turn forcing hot air down from where it has risen and sending the heat to more areas. Think about that. Heat rises. Heat travels towards the cold. But anyways, it'll force the hot air down. So clockwise, folks. That's the fan. This is Hire It Down. We're going to take a quick break. 248-539-9797. If you have a question, love to talk to you. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman. 248-539-9797. Don't forget to shout out Saturday and salt sale Saturday. Get the water softener salt for $6.99 a bag at Beauchamp. They got many locations now. The newest one's in Fenton, which is really cool. And by the way, there's other water softener companies out there. Don't think they're not. But on my experience, and it's personal, Beauchamp is the benchmark. So if you want it done right, and they're not the most expensive, there's no high pressure sales, they'll come to your house and give you a free estimate. So it's pretty easy. Of course, Michigan State's today. Text us 248-539-9797 if you want to predict who Michigan State or Michigan's going to win. It's Michigan minus 24.5. Boy, that's a big line. And of anything like Google can't answer for you, like when it's home improvement, give me a shot. I kind of know what I'm doing sometimes. So we were talking about myths in heating and cooling, and the one started with cranking your thermostat does not heat your home faster. Space heaters are more effective than a furnace. No, they're very expensive for electrical. Keeping temperatures consistent. If you lower the temp over an 8-hour period, that's when you save money. The ceiling fans. Spin from counterclockwise to clockwise. Put your fan on clockwise, folks, for the winter, okay? It'll pull up cold air, and it'll push the hot air down. Now, hot air, warmer air travels towards the cold, so that's why that works. Now, what about a fireplace? Is a fireplace a great way to heat a home? It depends on the type of fireplace, right? Because the chimneys are designed to suck up the heat, and it's a major cause of heat loss in the winter. So what do? Obviously, you're burning firewood. It does give heat off, but it's not enough, right? Put a pillow, a fireplace pillow, they call it, in the flue. Don't put the fireplace on it when you do that. That's for sure. And sometimes those will help you. So that's where we're at. And by the way, it's winter. Oh, not winter. It's almost winter, right? It's cold out, and it's dark in the morning. People are back to school. It's that fall trigger. Of home improvement, and of course, it was just a home improvement show last week. It was a good show, lots of vendors, and there was a lot of people looking for home improvement advice. There's your granite, of course. Quartz and granite. There were a lot of those, a lot of cabinet companies, a lot of closet companies. I'm looking for a good closet company. If anyone has one, I'd love to hear from you. 248-539-9797. Don't forget, text us if you think Michigan or Michigan State. I'd like to hear your prediction. Dan, the therapist, my buddy, he predicts Michigan 35, MSU 10. So Michigan, if you bet that it was Michigan State plus 24.5, you'd lose because Michigan was 35. Do you think Harbaugh's going to run up the score? I mean, I'm just talking a little bit of sports. I'm not an expert. The sport of home improvement is where I'm an expert, right? So here's another couple of things we should talk about. Gutter cleaning, right? Is gutter cleaning a thing? Well, in the fall, it better be, right? The leaves are falling, right? Autumn, fall, leaf changes, colors. I love it, right? But what is gutter cleaning? Let's get it down. Let's just give everyone a little gutter cleaning 101. It's the process of removing dirt, debris, leaves, the granules from your shingles in the gutters. And don't forget the downspouts, and it clogs your gutter system if it's not done right. And it's supposed to, it stops the rainwater from going off your roof and down the gutters. The gutters are made there to get the rain away from your house. So what do? Well, you hire a pro. They scoop the debris by hand, or they use a machine. They have those extensions on your hose, and it's got a little hook at the top, and you blow it out, spray it with water, and that helps. Another thing is when you see granules coming out of your downspouts, it could be a sign of you need a new roof. And of course, here at Hired Done, we have the best roofing disruptor in the industry. It's called the Roof Resource. They give you a roof at cost, and it's pretty interesting. And look, it's not for everyone. But if you want to save money and you want a 40 or 50-year warranty, same as everyone else, with a full system, and we'll talk about that later, you just go to theroofresource.com. You hear me talk about it. It's theroofresource.com. You hear me talk about it, and I'll be honest, people are bragging, raving about it. Um, so after they clear out your gutter system, right? You flush it with water to get the remaining particles, and that's when you think if you think your roof is leaking or not leaking but losing granules, and it does over time. It's a good way to look. But you need to get the rainwater and the melted snow from your roof down the gutters and down the downspouts. So, what are some of the basic components of a gutter system? This is something that's important. Gutters tunnel rainwater off your roof through downspouts and away from your home. Okay. And here's what a gutter system the components are. First is the gutter, which attaches to the edge of the eaves of your roof. Now, some gutters will go underneath the first shingle, or the starter shingle, we'll call it. And some people are worried about warranties and stuff. And then there's some that can, actually connect to the eave. The eave is like the fascia of your house. And then there's like an end cap. What is an end cap? End cap's at the end of the gutter, and that closes the gutter up so the water doesn't go one way when you're pitching it the other way. And what is the fascia bracket? Well, it connects the eaves and it provides a little bit of structural support for your gutters. Now, obviously, downspouts. What's a downspout? It allows the rainwater to travel off from your roof to the gutters to the ground. Now, I do recommend you run your downspouts and then you have the extender about 6 to 8 feet off your house. And the reason why is because water comes out of that and it migrates through the ground. It's much harder for it to migrate down the ground and then towards the foundation. Now, what's an elbow? Well, an elbow is attachment to the downspout, right? And you can put elbows together because if you got to go down and around a corner of the house, it redirects the water away from your home. And then at the bottom, it's the little hook. It goes away. And then you have the extension. And so one of the things that you need to know about gutters is, and this isn't a sexy topic, but it's pretty good. When leaves, debris, and dirt, twigs, and everything like that get trapped in your gutter, it prevents them from working efficiently. However, when you clean them and you're free of clogs, they have an important job to do. And it redirects the rainwater, minimizes moisture and condensation, protects the exterior and interior walls from heavy rain, and it keeps water out of your basement, which is important. We all know basement water problems are terrible. So figuring out that. Now, what else does gutters do? It prevents roof damage. When you unclog your gutters, rainwater goes off your roof through the downspouts and away from your home. But when leaves, dirt, and debris clog it, rain gets trapped in the gutter, preventing water from moving off the roof. And of course, if it freezes, then you got big ice damming problems. And then what happens with your roof when that happens? You get roof rot, the construction of the roof weakens, and of course, it could get into your house. So those are things about about gutters. And coming up next, I'm going to talk about gutter protection. Because at Hire It Done, we recommend you use protection. My name's Adam Helfman. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're talking about gutters, right? And you need gutters for your house. You need to clean them, obviously. Now, what about gutter protection? Does it really work? Are there differences? Well, there's a ton of differences. And so if you're getting new gutters, I would say add gutter guards, right? Add gutter protection, right? And if you think about it, it makes sense, right? Either there's wire mesh screens, there's a gutter helmet. It traps the debris before it reaches your gutter, right? And the gutter helmet is one that clips onto your gutters, and it rolls the debris off the water from your roof, and that way you don't have to clean your gutters. The mesh screens, if they're designed and installed properly, those work really well. So it depends on the leaves that are around their house. And by the way, if you have no trees around your house and you have a clear, area, you don't need gutter guards, but a lot of people might. So knowing how they work is important. It does prevent you or save you on cleaning, but nothing's perfect. There are sometimes you have to clean your gutters. So maybe there's a way, if you buy them, it needs to be removed. You never know, right? So what are the costs of gutter protection? It's not cheap, believe it or not. It's like $10 to $20 a lineal foot. Okay. So if you have 100 lineal foot and it's like $20. And by the way, there's guys here in Metro Detroit, they're $30 a foot, right? It's not cheap. But let's say $20 a foot and you got 100 feet, right? It's $2,000. In the scheme of things, it doesn't sound a lot, but it is. And, how much does it cost you to clean your gutters for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years? $2,000? I don't know, right? But it prevents constant gutter cleanup, and they're recommended to extend the life of not only your gutters, but the overall structure of your house. And that's the key, okay? I would say get them. Now, when do you get gutter guards? If you have decent gutters, you can always just add them. I would recommend if you're getting gutter protection, get it when you're getting a new roof. If you have a new roof, then get it now. But most homeowners don't realize if you're getting a new roof, you should add gutters. It's a smart investment. A lot of roofers do it with, the new roof. And that's the way to do it. Now, speaking of roofing, you've all heard me talk about roofing before. And by the way, the number is 248-539-9797. Tell me who you think is going to win, Michigan State. I'd like to hear your prediction. Obviously, I'm a Spartan, go green, but today's going to be a tough day for us. I know that. Good morning from Big Joe at Menards. He's got me locked in. Thanks, Big Joe. Of course, you'll save money at Menards. We can sing it. But if you have a question, 248-539-9797. Don't forget it's Salt Sale Saturday, Shout Out Saturday. Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions has softener salt for $6.99 a bag, which is cheap. And they have a new store in Fenton. There's one in Heartland. They're all over the place. So what's on your home improvement list? Do you need a new roof? Here's the thing, like the furnace, we had Running Right Heating and Cooling here earlier. Great guys, by the way. If you need a new furnace in your house, you should call them. And by the way, it's a $99 furnace tune-up instead of $150. Tell them you heard on Hire It Done. Running Right Heating and Cooling. They're in Livonia. Pretty simple. Good guys. $99 to the end of the month. I got to be honest. Great deal. But a furnace, if it's not running bad, just get it tuned up. Don't replace it till it's broken. It's my opinion. There are times when you need a new furnace when it's older. But I would say wait till it's broken. It's just like roofing. Do you want to replace your roof just to replace it? Well, most people, I would say 95 to 99%, is not a new roof for just aesthetics. 95% to 99% are because the roof's leaking. Now, there are people who want to just change the color of the roof if they're doing a renovation, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, with the Roof Resource, which is the company you hear me talk about, theroofresource.com, they give you a roof at cost, so the savings can allow you to buy a new roof. So that's interesting. 248-539-9797. Go green. 50% of the concrete repair I do is because gutters are pouring water next to a driveway or patio. A gutter extension will save you thousands of dollars. So why do you think water pouring next to the concrete driveway can make a problem in your driveway? Well, let me tell you why. Water always wins. Glenn Hagee used to tell us that, right? May he rest in peace. Water always wins, folks. That's why we have a Grand Canyon. Well, it's true. Water hits the side of your driveway. There's dirt and grass. It wears it away slowly. And the next thing you know, you got water in a gap next to your driveway underneath. And then in the winter, what happens? It snows. You put salt on your driveway. The snow melts. It gets underneath the concrete, and then it freezes again. What happens when water freezes? It expands. Right, friends? And then the concrete buckles. And there's concrete leveling you can do, but I'm not a fan. It's a repair. That's a Band-Aid fix. You can do it, and if obviously a new concrete driveway is expensive, but if it's done right, it should last a long time. So now, what else expands when you have frozen water? Well, ice damming. You heard of ice damming. In fact, colleges called and said, I do water damage restoration. Please cover ice dams. Okay, so let's talk about that. You get a new roof, and the contractor says to you, we're giving you 6 feet of ice and water shield. Prevents ice damming. It's one of many components that helps reduce it or slow it down. It doesn't prevent ice damming, okay? Think about that. It does not. Here's what causes ice damming, okay? Roofing is a roof is the biggest cover of your house. So now what happens? We get a snow 3 to 4 or 5 inches on your roof. Let's just call it what it is. The heat in your house escapes. Remember, heat travels towards the cold and it rises. So now all of a sudden the heat in your house, 72 degrees. Your attic's 30, 40 degrees. And all of a sudden that 72 degree heat, and if you have recessed lights in your house, you got things like that, the heat starts to migrate into your attic. When that happens, the attic warms up and the back of the plywood warms up, and then the ice and the snow melts. So when snow melts and goes down your roof, it gets to the end. And the end of your roof, whether it's a 12-inch, 24-inch overhang, is not heated. You have that exterior wall. That's the heated wall. On the other side of the wall, there's no heat. So when the snow melts down and goes to that area, on the other side of the heated wall, the outside, it starts to freeze. And when freezing snow or water is at the end of your roof, it pushes up the shingle. And then all of a sudden it migrates up the shingle until it hits the heat. And instead of migrating down, because a lot of times that freezes, it goes down into your house. And next thing you know, you've got ice dam damage and you have ice damming. And then you're mad. My roofer told me I'm not going to have it. What's going on? And then you call me. He's like, oh, well, ice damming is a different situation. So how do you prevent ice damming? And by the way, ice damming is an insurance claim, but it fixes your insurance company will fix the resulting damage, not the ice dam itself. You got to call your roofer back. But let's talk about how do you prevent it? Here's how you prevent ice damming, okay? Pretty simple. The insulation in your attic, the ventilation, intake and exhaust, okay? Remember that. Those 3 components are going to stop and prevent ice damming. Now, there's some times where you can never get rid of it, but if you have all 3, you're good. So what does the insulation do? Insulation prevents the heat from going into your attic, or it slows it down tremendously. R values are the measurement that you use for how much insulation, resistance to thermal values, right? So once you have an R value of R38, R49, or R60, R60 is the most. After that, it's the law of diminishing returns. I recommend R60, but you can seriously be fine at R49. Don't go any less. Now, the insulation keeps the heat in your house longer. Ventilation properly allows the air to go up your soffit vent travel along the backside of the roof deck and then up out the can vents or out the ridge vent. Okay. Now, what does that do? Well, that airflow is like a barrier, and it's the outside air. So it tries to balance the outside air with the attic air. And what happens in that case? Well, the snow doesn't melt, my friends. And when it doesn't melt, it doesn't come down to the edge and doesn't cause ice damming. Now, next time, and remember this, friends, next time you see it snowing, drive up and down your street or wherever 10 to 12 hours later the next day and look for the houses that are melting snow. What happens when that happens? That means they don't have enough insulation. If I was an insulation contractor, I'd send my guys out to take pictures and write down addresses of every house that the snow melted right away. And what does that do for you? Well, it's a lead gen, right? And you can put a little postcard. Hey, Mrs. Jones, your house is melting snow on the roof before everyone else. Please let me come to your house and blow in some insulation in your attic and help you save money and prevent ice damming. That's what I'm thinking. It's pretty cool, right, friends? So how do you handle that? Well, you get the right roof. And we're going to take a break, but when we come back, I'm going to talk about Ice Shield. I'm going to talk about ice and water. I'm going to talk about roofing and all of that. Keep it locked in here, friends. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. 248-539-9797. Shout out to Matt from Leaf Filter working this morning and helping homeowners with their rainwater maintenance. Go green. That's right. Michigan State's on today. Text me 248-539-9797. I'm just curious who you think's going to win. We've got some questions in from the ticket text line. I need a new roof and gutters. I also need to paint my house and replace some rotten fascia boards. What should the order of operations be? Paint, then roof? No. Do the roof and gutters first, okay? All the rotten fascia board should be replaced. Now, have somebody pre-paint the fascia so that when they install it, it's all set. After the roof is done and the gutters are in, paint the house on the exterior in the spring. You got to have better temperatures. That would be my recommendation, because when the roof gets torn off, there's a chance, even though everyone's careful, that an asphalt shingle could hit the siding and make a little bit of mark. If you have brand new roof, you're good. If you have brand new painting or brand new siding, it could get marked. So you got to be careful. Shout out to Edge Fitness, Rochester Hills, Mr. Positive. He's always around. An ice shield layer at the edge of the roof can help. Yes, an ice and water shield. Remember, code says ice and water shield needs to go 3 feet on the inside of or 3 feet past the heated side of the wall, or sometimes 2 feet. So when you have a 1 or 2 foot overhang and you put it at the edge and it goes 3 feet, you're only a foot in. That's why a lot of roofers give you 6 feet of ice and water. Now, I need a new roof coming up. I might do a rubber roof. I'm not doing a metal roof. Or I might just do the Owens Corning or GAF or CertainTeed, the 40 or 50 year shingle. However, there's a rubber roof coming out it's out called EuroShield. It's really cool. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper than the metal. I think I'm going to explore that. But I'm going to do ice and water all the way up to the ridge. Overkill. Michigan by 40. Woo! Go blue. I'm loving that. Elka, who's listening. Hi, Elka. She says go green. That's of course. How do I know it's a she? I know her. That's why. Shout out. Thank you for listening, Elka. Glad to talk to you. And of course, she went to high school with me. Whoop, whoop. Long time ago. Anyways, shout out to her. And don't forget, it's Shout Out Saturday, 248-539-9797. We're talking about gutter protection. At Hire It Done, we always recommend you use protection. So get it. Now, when you get quotes, here's the questions you need to ask. Ask them about the guarantee, right? Ask them how long the job will take. If there's a problem, what's their warranty process? Like if you call, they're going to come out in a day, or they're going to come out, oh, well, we're so busy, we'll get to you next month. No, I want to know. Now, if the company's been in business over 5 years, that means, you got a better shot. If the guy just started, you got to ask him, hey, Mr. Just Started, how long you been doing this? Well, I just went on my own, but I worked for XYZ Gutters for the last 15 years. Oh. When I was traveling with the Roof Resource, I went on a little trip with them to Austin, Texas, because the Roof Resource is traveling around the country and exploding in growth. So obviously they're doing something right. But we met a gutter company in Austin called Gutters with Brothers, or Brothers from Another Mother Gutters, something like that. By the way, they're great. It was a really great marketing program, and the guys were really knowledgeable. Got to give them credit. You got to give them credit. So, hey, it is what it is, right? But here in Michigan, in the surrounding areas, all you got to do is go to hireitdone.com and ask Adam, right? I'll give you the advice. Go blue, Michigan 45, State 6. Ryan and Jack. What up, guys? 248-539-9797. Text me. I'd love to hear your prediction. And by the way, let me know. And if you're a contractor, police, fire, essential workers, shout out to the Bloomfield Township Police. Those are my guys. You guys are great if you're listening. Thank you. I want to hear your Michigan prediction. Michigan State, because it's Michigan minus 24.5. If Urban Meyer was the coach of Michigan State, maybe we'd win, right? We'd get devious. Anyways, my one of my sources say that it was an Uber driver. He called and said he just dropped him off at Lansing, East Lansing. But I think he only went there to eat at El Azteco and then left because Topopo salad, right? I mean, who doesn't want a Topopo salad? Shout out to John McCaffrey. He's a realtor with Best Life and Company, Real Estate Team EXP. John, do me a favor. Visit the Roof Resource because real estate agents need this, and I'll tell you why. You sell a house, the inspector comes in and said the roof is no good. Oy, right? Oy vey, the deal killer. Here's how you become a deal maker, not a deal breaker. You say to the homeowner, Mr. Homeowner, Mr. Purchaser, the Roof Resource will give you a roof at cost. So we'll save the money, perhaps split it or not, but you get a brand new roof and you get within 24 hours, you get a price. And of course, they don't come to your house and pressure you to say yes or no. Big deal, friends. Big deal. Now, if you're a real estate agent about to list a house and the roof is old, we have facts. Real world examples that if you replace your roof before you sell it and you put on the listing, brand new roof, 40-year warranty, which is the Roof Resource, they're actually transferable, you'll get more money for the house. Everyone wants a house with a brand new roof. And forget about hail damage and insurance claims because that's all in the business that's changing soon. So I want you to know, real estate agents, if you're out there, get a hold of us at the Roof Resource. We can come to your office and present why. And everyone knows that you have to get the right sale. There's a shortage of houses. They're not building new ones a lot. So if you're going to sell your house, you're still in a good market. Interest rates are up, but it doesn't matter. Get it done, right? 248-539-9797. Real quick, what are some of the winter home improvements that you can do that are pretty easy? Seal the cracks around your house. Yeah, spray foam insulation, things like that. It saves energy too. Insulate your attic, ducts, and your foundation. Foundation insulation is big. So if you get attic insulation blown in, my friends, be certain that they also insulate the bond plate in your basement. The bond plate is the top of the wall where the joist rests in that little 16-inch square that you have, okay? And of course, if you need an electrician, you know who you got to call. Josh Young, right? He's one of the great electricians around there. Anyways, so maintain your heating system. We talked about it earlier. Ductwork, insulation, attic, and your foundation. What else is there? Oh, let me say, sealing your ductwork. There's this aeroseal thing. It's pretty cool, and it really makes a difference. Get your ductwork clean. We got a great duct cleaning guy. Of course, maintain your heating system. Here's a big one I always tell everyone. Change the batteries in your smoke detector, please. And the little tip that Hire It Done gives you is use the lithium-ion batteries. They're a little more expensive. However, they last 10 years. It's 2023. Can you basically know that in 2033, if the world's still around, you can not change your batteries for 10 years. Hello, I just saved you a ton of money. And in 10 years, maybe there'll be aliens, right? By the way, aliens are real. They live on the moon or in Antarctica. What are cheaper projects in the winter? How about updating some paneling, carpentry in your house? Get your lawn ready for spring. Yeah, right? What do? Well, you call your lawn guy, and he comes in and he does things. Get rid of the dying trees around your house. See, those are the things we want to do. Anyways, I want to thank you because I love doing this show. I'm almost like 20 years in. And, everyone, I am a nationally known home improvement expert. I know people laugh at that, but hey, Google even knows. Well, it's the end of the show. I want to thank everyone for listening. I'm very grateful that you're tuning in. And don't forget, next week will be same time, same place. My name's Adam Helfman, HireItDone.com. Have an awesome morning.